It's okay. As soon as we go in, I was going to pause it anyway.
No, we're back. We're just back. There's a dory down there. Each of the loading screens for each of these places is different. For each different cave, there's a new loading screen. I don't know why they did that. It adds more assets. But
I got a little extra to play with. I'm just happy as long as I don't get the loading screen with death.
But speaking of, in terms of that last episode thing, to connect them. What the? You saw it too, right?
Apparently Skelly wanted to be part of the wall.
No. That's not what just happened. I went to hit a pot and I pinched it so hard against the wall that it flew across the room. Behind me.
Yeah, that's called assets.
Jesus Christ.
We don't need to put the pipe piece back.
Wait, no, go back.
Okay.
Well, I haven't finished checking the room.
Okay.
So, I'm having some beef with Gandalf and Ellen right now.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I screamed at Rob. For 2 hours.
Okay.
Like, it was a whole ass meeting.
Just screaming at him?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, there was some bullshitting about why one of our projects, that I can talk about, but isn't near the final stages at all whatsoever. Well, so I half of it I was talking to him about the condition of one of the projects and as to why it's not moving at all. And Rob now understands the why. And he doesn't fault us for it at all. Well, because he's been asking about Fall in Love with Frederick, which is older than AOH, which is older than TCC. It's pretty fucking old. Yeah, like, you thought AOH is taking a while? This one hasn't moved since 2021. And has been in editing since 2022. Okay.
Aren't they trying to get a grant or something like that? We'll say.
They were. Because it's supposed to be kind of a tourist piece. Here's the problem, Doctor. This one might be the straight shot. Here's the problem.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I can't get there without pushing the rock the wrong way.
You could just go around the hole.
If we coordinate this properly, we might not end up with it glitched in a wall.
I'll just shove it through walls. It's okay.
Oh, I shouldn't say that, because if I jinx us and it actually does get stuck in a wall or something, or that chest ends up a bomb, that final chest ends up a fucking bomb, we're in deep dookie, because we haven't saved since we started.
Yeah, we can fix that once we get through this area.
Please, because I'm starting to get anxiety now. I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
Grab shit. Move on.
So, he was asking me, because I was talking to him about, like, as the team leader, I'm technically in charge of all of our projects, right? And the reason he's been asking about Fall in Love with Frederick for so damn long is because it hasn't gone anywhere. And I'm like, the reason it hasn't even moved past phase 1 is because it physically hurts anyone to read it. Mom's in charge of it. Mom's the editor. Because I didn't want Rob on there because he's too stringent about rules and will butcher Ellen's shit. Because she's inspired by this, that, and the other. Inspired by a form of poetry that has rigid rules. So it's like saying it's haiku adjacent. It's a 576.
There's a few.
Yes, but poetry nuts will hate you. They will lose their fucking minds. And that's what Rob will try to convince her she needs to fix it. Hang on.
I'm just putting it in a hole.
I can't pick up. I'm full.
It's okay.
My pants are... My packet's full. And so is yours.
Uh-huh.
Can you scoot a little more closer? Okay, we're on it.
Later.
Let's see if it puts us too close together.
Okay, later, Gator.
But so, because of that, Rob's had a bug up his butt about falling in love with Frederick.
Okay.
And it hasn't moved. And that's a fair point to ask. Like, it hasn't moved. What's happening with it? Mom can't stomach looking at it because, well, she can get through my stuff just fine. My stuff's all the tourist trap stuff, the beautiful stuff. Like, it's good. Rob loves it. Ellen's stuff, she uses Fall in Love with Frederick as if it's a diary, rather than a tourist trap. And so some of her stuff is completely irrelevant to the tourist trappiness of the project.
Okay.
It's not really a good... And she also lacks emotional depth to write things like that, you know?
It could be worse. You know, start poems.
No, it's Ellen's poetry, and it's like...
That's just painful.
Have you ever read poetry that was written like a business report?
Yeah.
Because that's the equivalent of what it is. It's kind of garbo, in that sense. Because that's what Shard is like. It's business emotional poetry, so yeah, I know, that doesn't mix.
None of that goes well together.
And so it's really difficult for Mom to read because it physically pains her. And half the time she's asking herself, what does this poem have to do with Frederick? I don't think you're meeting your goal, essentially.
You're not writing about what you're supposed to be writing about, basically.
No. And so she struggles to read it, and Rob's like, I can take a crack at it once my list is empty.
Yeah, your list will never be
I have
empty.
no problem trying to diplomatically tell Ellen that she needs to do something different. And I'm like, you have too much to do. It's gonna stay on Mom. But Mom is struggling to get through it. And I shared with him what the poems are like and why she has such a problem. And he's like, I agree 100% with what your mother is saying. And it's god-awful. It needs help, and that's the problem. So that was something we discussed. But mostly it was to be about me stepping down as leader. And just going back to being a writer and editor in a fun position. Because Gandalf and Ellen are working my last goddamn nerve.
But that means that any of the projects that you've been lead on will now be
It
back
goes to
under someone
Gandalf.
else.
I'm done. He can fucking take over. How would you like Gandalf as your boss?
I'm ripping my story out. It'll be trash.
Because I'll keep saying it. Because he's willing to do it. He's already kind of doing it. Ellen's kind of doing it too. Even though she says how much she needs help all the time and she can't do this without help. She won't let anyone take over to help. Including me. No matter how much I try to. Because I get it. My stress levels are kind of maxed out right now. And I've told them that. Like, I'm stressed as fuck. I don't have as much time as I used to work on things, but I'm still trying.
I'm doing what I can.
I'm struggling, but I'm learning to deal. It takes a moment.
No, you have to be able to...
And they keep taking things away from me, or doing things without permission, without understanding why.
Or even just listening to what you're saying.
The first strike was Ellen decided to completely redo the meeting notes in a way that doesn't make sense. She decided to change the way the meetings look in the notebook, even though she's not the one who usually takes notes, and doesn't understand I'm function over fashion. Like, yeah, this looks okay, and I know this is how it's supposed to look, quote unquote, but it's not functional. For example, She decided to change our timestamps that we ignored into time limits that we still ignore. First 15 minutes is how are you doing? Next 15 minutes is new items, and then the rest of the meeting is talking about literally anything else project related. That's the business. Sometimes we spend an hour and a half talking about bullshit with 0 minutes for new items, and then we move on to half an hour of the immortal if any of us are not feeling fucking drained and we can function. Because we've done that. Or we've had a 2-hour bitch session, essentially. For fun.
Because you needed something. Stick no come down.
What the fuck?
They fly off and come down.
No! But so, yeah, sometimes that happens. So...
Yes, sticks fly off and they'll come back.
No, I meant the meaning stuff, but that's an accurate statement, because water physics.
Oh, not just water physics. That happens in dry land. And you know it's true.
But so, essentially, that's my problem.
It's happened in the middle of a cave before.
Yeah.
Where the ceiling is, like, right above your head.
Yeah. And so my first grievance with them is that Ellen took over and just started fixing it. And then the second part that makes that worse is that Gandalf needed a place to take notes and half-assedly made a new page. He didn't say add new page and then start adding his notes. No. He just copy-pasted the previous page. And then, like, deleted a couple things that we may or may not have gone over. I could tell because all of the boxes that I checked on my checklist were still checked. And I could tell he only deleted the ones at the top that we went over because there were ones at the bottom that we went over that he didn't delete.
For being such a tech-savvy person, he really is not very tech-savvy.
No. The way that Rob put it to me is that my job is mostly organization because they like the way that I organize things and the fact that I was taking over that responsibility anyway as a team member. And then Ellen has no organizational skills, but she's better than Gandalf. Gandalf is like complete disarray. It makes no sense. And I don't mean chaos, I mean just like...
Chaos is fun.
You at least can keep similar objects together. He just throws shit wherever and watches where it lands.
I do that sometimes.
And then has no idea where anything is. And then it just progressively gets worse. Oh yeah, this is hard mode. This is the hard mode one. So, like, I love him to death, but that drove me a little mad because everything makes no sense. In fact, you want to know something even funnier about the organization of those meeting notes? Ellen put the takeaways at the top. And also, I usually keep attendance by putting it in the header.
As to who showed up?
I have everybody's names down and whoever shows up, and then they stay in the header. So you know, on 4:15, these people were here. Ellen changed it to, we have a bi-weekly meeting on this day, and then put the participants down below and didn't say who shows up, just put everybody down.
Everybody's getting paid for not being there?
Nobody gets paid because we don't make money. But everybody showed up. There were just optional people who could have showed up, but we don't know who actually fucking showed up. But these are the required people, like the way that she does our other meetings.
Yeah.
Here's the people who have to be here, and then here's the people who can be here, but we don't actually tell you who was here. There's no graffiti. No one left anything behind in the Skype meeting to say who was here. There's no record of it. That's why I leave it in the header.
For me, so I will be the one hiding behind the tree.
And that's why I leave everybody in the header. So that pissed me off. But that's why at this point I'm kind of thinking, if you want something done like that, and you want to just disregard that I'm supposed to be in charge of this, allegedly, you can fucking do it yourself. I'm fucking mad. Like, okay, they took that over, but whatever, it doesn't matter, it's not mine anyway, I guess. You know, they can do whatever the fuck they please, even though I'm supposed to be in charge of this shit. And then it got worse. Because my second straw was, I looked at the notes for the monthly report that they recently put out.
Okay.
And I told Rob, I'm like, I don't send anything till the 4th. So the April report is like March 4th to April 4th. And then it goes out on the 13th, right? That makes sense. It's the past month. They did April and May at the same time, because they were very late. And here's the problem with that. They copy-pasted my March notes and put them as April. And then they put my April notes as May. And then they changed all of my words and wrote whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah, I understand that.
in a way that pisses me off. They did corporate speak, too, which kind of makes me mad, but not as mad as the other stuff.
Corporate speak can be necessary under certain circumstances.
I write nothing to report because literally nothing happened, and Ellen instead writes, "We're still writing this." So things are happening, but nothing's really happening, so it's okay. Smooth it over. Just make it look good. Like, for The Orphan, she did that. Or for Freak of Nature, she did that. She's like, "We're still working on clarity edits." Bitch, the drama happened in April as to why that book is not moving. So how in April are we still working on it?
How can you still be working on it? There's nothing to work on.
Yeah. I pointed that out to Rob because I literally realized that yesterday. That they just copy-pasted March into April and then did April in May. There were no May notes because May hadn't happened yet. They put it out on up to May 4th, but May 4th to June 4th is supposed to be May for me. So where did May come from? But they put my name on it.
Oh, we found the exit thing.
We need to save before we open that shit. Because there's a 5% random chance that will be a bomb, and that has happened to us once ever, and we hated our fucking lives. There's a 1% chance. There's like a 1 to 5% chance or something stupid low that's a bomb.
Because everyone in the entire game is
and if it's a bomb,
possible.
That means that chest goes boom and there's nothing in it. It's just, it goes away, and then you don't get the thing, and then you can't have it. We still have to finish explorating, but, you know.
Yeah, it's okay. This gives us a chance to actually do this thing
so
that we haven't done the entire plane.
But so they slap my name on these monthly reports.
Okay.
Saying it's from me, and Rob is like, if they change your words that much, they should just
take
say
the name off.
Yeah. No, they leave my name on there as if I'm saying this.
That's forgery and frustrate.
I don't think it's anything that severe, but it does not make me happy.
Because
that's not what I have to say. I will tell you straight up what's going on, and I know that's not good for business, but, like, I would rather be straight up with you. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Nothing's moving. This has not happened.
We're working on stuff, but it's not going anywhere yet.
The two that are moving are the two that are moving. They also add things like fall in love with Frederick to make that look like it's doing something. That's not going anywhere, and that's what led us into fall in love with Frederick talk, honestly. I'm like, you want to know exactly what's going on with that? A buttload of nothing. Because it's painful. It's literal, like Alcatraz, Guantanamo Bay has got nothing on that. On the level of torture that is looking at fall in love with Frederick.
I could give you something that would probably do it.
Nope. Rob's like, I thought Eric was that. And I'm like, oh, you have not experienced fall in love with Frederick to say that.
Like, me mixed with Gandalf.
Like, nah, that would be an improvement.
No.
You guys know how to feel emotions and how to sort of convey ideas.
Yeah.
You guys have imagination.
One of us.
No, Gandalf has imagination in terms of he likes to smash things together like fanfiction. You have an overactive imagination and no way to communicate it, so Gandalf can write it bare bones style, and you can help him flesh it out with mild translation. Together, I think it wouldn't be that terrible, honestly, as bad as you're thinking. No, what's worse is poetry that has no emotion behind it. It's written like a business report.
Yeah.
Non-poetry.
It sounds like frustrator poetry.
You know what we gotta do? We gotta say that episode's over.
And ding dong bell?
Yeah. Subscribe if you guys want to. We don't really care if you do, but if you do, you get to see more content like this. And don't forget to ding dong the bell, ding dongs, and next time we will put the stone in the hole.
And then we'll get out of here.
And we'll have a horribly wonderful day.
And we will not. Remember to do this again.
Oh, dear God.